Hello, I am Marion. This is Book Zealots. I have two piles right here. Can you guess which one is for August TBR? It's for the August Bingo TBR. And can you guess which one is an unhaul? Yes. Okay. I actually have more books. Here's the pile. More books that I am unhauling, but I've already boxed them up to donate, so I'm not pulling them back out. But they were pulled from my upstairs office, and these were pulled from this section. Directions, whatever. Okay, so I thought I would share real quickly why am I unhauling all of these books? Because most of them I haven't read. Some of them I haven't even attempted to read. I just don't have a desire to move them across states when we move next year. That's one thing. Number two, am I going to read them? Really, honestly, do I have a desire to read them? So this first book, and actually there's 3 books here. Hang on a minute. Okay, so there are 3 books here. I was with one of my elderly friends at a bookstore in Tennessee. It no longer exists, sadly. And I kind of bought them for her, for me, from her recommendation. But I don't like short stories. And I didn't know that when I bought these. So, that being said, American Dream, Pennsylvania, I think this is short stories, isn't it? 4 complete novels from the heart of colonial America. And then the third one is Chesapeake, and something about ages, hang on. My glasses broke, so I am flying by the seat of my pants. These are my super, super old ones. Okay, Love's the Ageless Remedy for What Ails 4 Historical Couples. I'm sorry, I just don't care. So anyway, and then this. Everything is Illuminated by Jonathan Safran Foer. I read his other book. I did not like it. I was going to give him another chance. I used to give authors 3 strikes. They now get 2. And poor Jonathan, he's only getting 1 because I have no desire to pick this up. You know, when you move your books around and you touch a book and you look at it like, oh, I need to get to this. This doesn't happen with this book. I don't know why. It just doesn't. A Northern Light by Jennifer Donnelly. I have tried reading this book twice. And both times I did not get very far. The main character makes up words. That's all I know. And I don't care. Rory's Secret by Leisha. Is it Leisha? Leisha Kelly. I think I've tried reading this one twice as well. The cover is gorgeous. I'm not even a fall person, but this cover is gorgeous. But I can't even tell you what this story is about. But it's not a book where I look at it and say, you know what, I really want to read this. No, I just look at the cover and say, man, that cover is gorgeous. Zero desire for the story, unfortunately. Bloodroot by Amy Green. The premise sounds interesting, and it takes place in Appalachia. However, I looked on Goodreads and looked at the 1-star reviews, and based on the 1-star reviews, I'm like, yeah, I really don't want to read that. So I'm passing it on, and I have tried it. I think I've started it twice. Do you see a theme here? A Matter of Trust by Susan May Warren. When I bought this, I think I thought it was, did I think it was nonfiction? Hang on a minute. Yeah, I think I did think it was nonfiction, and it's a contemporary romance. What? Read, woman. Read before you buy books. But he's a good-looking guy, I guess. He needs to cut his hair. But, and I don't even know where it takes place. You know, northern America, or, oh, it's Montana. So I guess it's based on a true story. I don't know. I don't care. Why did I even buy it? I bought it at Ollie's. I know it was cheap. $4. Pass it on somebody. It'll benefit somebody else. The Princes in the Tower by Allison Weir. I think when I got this, I thought it was... My dog's looking at me funny. What's the matter? What is this? I think I thought this was nonfiction. Is it nonfiction? No, it was a tale, huh? Okay. So I think when I bought it, I thought it was nonfiction. But when I did buy it, I was very much into historical fiction. I just have less tolerance now for historical fiction, especially if it is... Okay, so I used to be really into historical fiction. I am less so, especially if there's a stupid romance or inappropriate behavior in them. It's just historical chick lit, in my opinion. Now, this one probably isn't, but I've had this for a very long time. I don't even know that I've attempted to read it, and I don't care anymore. I know their story from other books, from nonfiction books, and so I'm just passing it on. And Eleanor of Aquitaine. Can we just say that the stained glass for this is very, very pretty. I have a relative who does stained glass for a hobby. Anyway, after reading Dan Jones's book on the Plantagenets, I don't like this woman, and I don't want to read an entire book by her. American Eve, Evelyn Nesbit, hang on a minute, Stanford White, The Birth of the It Girl of that time period, and The Crime of the Century by Paula Uruburu. Okay, I know I started this. I took my bookmark out. I don't think I got very far into it, and I have had zero desire to pick it up since. If You Could See Me Now by Cecilia Ahern. I think I bought this book, I don't even know, 2000, it was before 2010. I know that much. I've had zero desire to pick this up as well. I went on Goodreads to see what the ratings were, and they're not very good. And I'm just going to pass it on. I don't even know what that book is about. I don't care either. Guinevere, Queen of the Summer Country, the first of the Guinevere novels by Rosalind Miles. At one point in time, I used to be interested in this time period. I am not anymore, and I would much rather read the history than nonfiction. The Six Wives of Henry VIII by Allison Weir. If I had to bet $1, I think I've already read this book. If I haven't, I've read a book very similar to it, and I don't need to reread it, even though it's by a different author. I know I've read Allison Weir in the past. I know I've read her book on Anne Boleyn, so I don't need this. I'm pass it on to somebody else who will enjoy it. Like I said, though, I think I've read it. Ingleby by Sebastian Faulks. I have had this for a very long time. I know I have tried to read it once, and I didn't even care. I didn't care then. I care less now. Why does it feel like I have cat hair all over my face? The Black Tower by Louis Bayard. I've had this for a very long time. I don't know that I've even ever picked it up. If I haven't picked it up in those amount of years and don't have the desire to pick it up, I'm going to pass it on. It didn't get good ratings on Goodreads either, which, you know. This book, The Little Book by Selden Edwards. I know I bought this at Barnes & Noble, so probably 2010 maybe. And I don't know what I was thinking when I bought it. I may have been with my girlfriend at the time who was putting piles of books in my hands. Oh, get this one. Oh, this sounds really good. Get this one. Get this one. I cannot bookshop with that woman. She is dangerous. Anyway, this is a time travel sci-fi type fantasy book. Not at all my genre. Not then, not now, not ever. I don't know why I have this book. I'm going to blame my friend in California, but I don't know. Actually, I don't know if it's her fault or not. And I might have just been in one of those moods. Yeah, let's try something different. That sounds interesting. No, I haven't read it. I haven't even picked it up. I don't think I've even tried reading it. The Dressmaker by Posey Graham Evans. And at one point in time, I would have enjoyed a book like this. This is not the reader I am anymore. Passing it on. In case you're wondering, I'm putting them on Prometheus's chair. Excuse me. The Stolen Crown. Again, something I would have been completely interested in. This is by Susan Higginbotham. Botham. It was, isn't there another person with this last name? But it's a man. I wonder if they're related. It was a secret marriage, one that changed the fate of England forever. Again, I'd rather read nonfiction than fiction. And 2 left, and I'm all finished. Land of 100 Wonders by Leslie Kagan. An internet friend gave me this book. She lives in Indiana. She would be quite elderly at this point. I wonder if she's still alive. Anyways, I started it. I did not like it. I couldn't get into it. And so I'm passing it on so someone else can love it. The last one, The Bad Seed, a novel by William March. I'm not 100% positive, but based on the reviews, this sounded very much like a Twilight Zone episode. And I've seen the episode, and this little brat needs to be spanked. But apparently, if you did something like that, she would do some hoodoo, voodoo, and that person would die or something. I don't know. I don't care. I'm not reading it. I never read books. Well, let me rephrase that. Okay. When I was in high school, my choices were limited in my house. I could read weird science fiction books or horror books. Those were my options in my home. My parents. Okay, so anyway, I'm not reading this. It doesn't even belong in my house. I'm getting rid of garbage like that. So that's an unhaul from, like I said, just this section. Ha ha ha, yeah. Feels so good. Okay, so I'm going to be unhauling those tomorrow, and I hope you guys enjoyed that. Have you read any of these books, or do you think it's good to get rid of them? Thank you for visiting. I hope you all have a great weekend. Bye. You know what? I'm crooked. Can you straighten the camera? The camera's crooked.
Which way?
This way. Sorry, everybody. It's like a little better. Yeah. Ooh, look at my hair. Ooh, my hair is cray. Okay, thank you.
I would like to mention that means the floor is crooked.
Really?
Because that's...
But look.
Yeah.
Doesn't it still look crooked?
No.
Really? Okay, maybe it's because I don't have... Apparently, yeah, that looks better. Okay. Apparently the floor is crooked. I think it's the camera. The camera was crooked, not the floor. Anyway, sorry everybody. Squirrel.